right, and we're joined by Joshua Nuagawa. Now, Joshua, the pre-colonial times in Rwanda, that's when actually Abunzi, that's how they were actually known, were the mediators for Rwanda. And we actually used to go to the traditional way of actually handling cases and handling problems in the community. These days we have conventional courts. So how is that applicable in 2014, since these are things that actually happened pre-1962, 63?
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me on the show. Now, Abunzi, like you rightly stated, is a concept that was applied to resolve conflicts in a pre-colonial society in Rwanda. It was normally, it would be the elders, people of high integrity, who would be chosen to actually do this thing. And the main objective was not just to simply resolve, but to put the two conflicting parties back to the state or they were in prior to the conflict. Yes.
Okay, and you know, okay, we find that people, a lot of times, before they've gone to the courts, they've gone to Abunzi. Why do people go to Abunzi?
First of all, it is by law. For some matters like land disputes and succession disputes, it is by law for them to be handled first by mediation or Abunzi, simply because, one, it saves the conventional courts a lot of time, and in any case, it is quite cheap or affordable for the locals. Yes.
All right. Now, the numbers. I was actually there during the festivities, and the numbers were very eloquent. The Minister of Justice talked about how for the for the conventional courts, speeding up the process, speeding up trials isn't really that easy. As the opposite, when we look at the Abunzi, they do it really quick, and it's actually very effective. The numbers are unbelievable. So why is that? Why is it that Abunzi can actually try in a really quick manner, in a really fast manner, and it's a problem when it comes to conventional courts?
Thank you very much. Now, simply like I said it before, Abunzi's prime objective is to restore the conflicting parties back to where they were. So in that sense, usually there are very few issues that come up with that are complex, and it is less aggressive to mention, less aggressive, and it's a system that the people love and have embraced, you know. So at the end of the day, the local would prefer to go and have matters settled by people that they know, the elders that they're used to seeing every day, that they, you know, confide in. So it makes it much easier, and certainly that would be explaining the numbers that you mentioned.
Right, and you know, you mentioned before that normally it's by law that you have to go through Abunzi. Yes. Now, I'm not sure if everyone still does it, but do you find that majority or maybe all of the clients that you have first gone through Abunzi and found that they couldn't solve their problems that way? Okay,
let me just also maybe clarify something else. It is by law, but just for certain matters, certain smaller, if I may call them simpler matters. Other complex ones, there is no way Abunzi is equipped to handle them. So the smaller issues, depending on the amounts of money, so you're talking about, say if it is a dispute of cattle and someone has taken someone else's cattle, if it goes beyond a certain amount monetary-wise, they are not well equipped and they are not rather legally allowed to handle such matters. So can you repeat the last question that you...
I just wanted to know if most of your clients that you have already gone through Abunzi and found that they couldn't settle.
Yeah, some of them, not most of them, some of them certainly have, and which is... There are not so many that have gone through that. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, what you're saying is really important, Joshua. Thank you very much. Now, as you know, the Rwandan judicial system back then had a lot of agachiro to it. It had a lot of pride to it, and it was really agachiro. That's how the past in Rwanda was lived, basically.
Absolutely.
That's a great thing.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Joshua.